In this video, I want to discuss the key characteristic of a level 2 critique, and I'm going to try to distinguish it from a level 1 critique. And so you see what I have on the back here. I have critique of X. The basic structure of a level 1 critique is, you have a summary, which is the he said part or the she said part. It's where you honestly and objectively try to recap the author's points, and you don't interject any of your opinion up here. You wait for it to come down. Once you build this platform, once you give the reader what you're examining, because you can't assume the reader has read X or has experienced X, has seen X. You have to describe it right here so the reader understands this. You come down here and you give your evaluation. This is the I say part, your views on this matter, the points raised in the summary. And it's your response. You could address the strengths and weaknesses of the author's approach or views. You can revise some of it. You can expand it. This is where you would show that you can think objectively about someone's points and contribute to making them better or to expanding them or clarifying them. Now that's a level 1 critique. A level 2 critique has another element right in here. So I'm going to put this up here. Level 2 critique. This critique is one of primarily a figurative text. Of a figurative text. And what I mean by that is this a text that has two levels of meaning, just in its narrative and what it's saying. So often it's going to be a story or a fictional rendition of something, an allegory. And you'll get events and characters happening on one level, but you are to understand that you need to interpret it as saying something on a different level. So a lot of works in the arts are like this. I'm thinking specifically of literature works, which is what you will probably run into and use in college the most if you have to write a level 2 critique. Now, people probably won't call this a level 2 critique, but if they want you to critique a literary work, they want the literal summary first. Just give a plot summary. Just talk about what the story was on the literal level. Who went where, what happened, what the poem said. But then you have to provide an area of interpretation. Okay, so I'm going to put down here interpretation. And this is what it really said, in the sense of, what the message was really about. It wasn't really about just these characters. There was a point that was being made on a deeper level about life or death or nations or humanity or economics or whatever, major topics, minor topics, but there was some other message underneath the main flow. Okay, so I'm going to pull this down quickly because I want to give you a graphic to use when you think about this. Think of a lake. Okay, so here's the water, and here's the bottom of the lake. All right, here's a little turtle here. Okay, a little tree. Okay. So, you have the surface of the lake. This is what I would call the superficial level, and this is just the literal, the narrative, the plot summary. But then you will be asked to understand this, obviously, when you read it, to get it. But then you need to be able to say, look, this has depth. So this is the surface level, and this is the depth level. All right, and an interpretation seeks to delve into the deeper meanings of a work. Now, in another video about level 2 critiques on my YouTube space here, I'll give you an example of how to use this sort of interpretation using a Frost poem, a Robert Frost poem.